This is March, and that means college basketball. Selection Sunday is just a few days away, and the madness is in full swing.
Yes, we're already enjoying it. And today we're spotlighting a basketball legend, but he's not a player or a coach. Adrian Wojnarowski, aka Woj, was a household name known for breaking NBA news, which became known as Woj bombs at ESPN before he decided to take a major pay cut to return to his alma mater, St. Bonaventure University.
Adrian Wojnarowski, known to his millions of social media followers as Woj, made a name for himself as ESPN's NBA insider.
There are too many Woj bombs to count.
Breaking stories about basketball's biggest stars.
We bring in the one, the only, Woj.
But he made headlines himself last year when he decided to retire from his high-flying job.
He's the best in the business, make no mistake about it.
He is the best basketball reporter who ever was.
You still had time on your contract at ESPN for a lot of money. Why walk away from that?
I kept asking myself, why would you stay? And the best reason I could come up with was the money, and it wasn't a good enough reason for me.
You were diagnosed with cancer as well.
I was diagnosed with prostate cancer, and we got it early, and I was fortunate, and I hopefully will be able, to manage it, but I wanted my family and my wife and I to be able to spend our time in ways that were really meaningful for us. I've enjoyed that challenge.
Woj took a new job, instead returning to his alma mater, St. Bonaventure University, as general manager of their basketball team.
Guys, we got Woj.
For Woj to come back, how big of a deal was that?
It was a mic drop moment. I joked that he was my first hire, and I could have walked away and retired and maybe had the most prominent hire in St. Bonaventure athletics history.
The job offered him $75,000 a year, far less than the $7.3 million he was making at ESPN.
You took a 99% pay cut to take this job. And a lot of people just would kind of scratch their heads at that.
He offered me more than actually I thought they'd be able to pay.
You would have done it for less?
I understand it's easy to look at what I gave up. I don't think about what I gave up. I think about what I gained here. So much of what's good that's happened to me in my life comes from my time here. I met my wife, Amy, here. That train moves really fast, and I just sort of pictured myself pulling that lever on the train and saying, this is my stop, and,
it makes you emotional. What about this place makes that so emotional?
It's a magical place. It's a magical place, and people care about each other here, and people stay incredibly connected to St. Bonaventure, and I think basketball for our university is a huge part of that.
With just around 2,000 undergraduate students, St. Bonaventure is the smallest school to ever make it to the NCAA Final Four, and basketball is central to its identity.
Everybody who's been around our conference knows you go on the road and Bonnie fans are everywhere. And so I feel a responsibility to try to help get the program through what's a difficult time.
Small schools like St. Bonaventure have been forced to adapt ever since student athletes began to accept payments through name, image, and likeness deals. And soon, universities will be able to pay those athletes directly, spelling the end of amateur sports for many college athletes.
With everything that's been happening with NIL and the way that college sports has transitioned in the last several years, were you worried that this school wouldn't survive that?
I worry every day about it.
Woj's new job is personal. The hours now have a purpose that hold a special meaning to him, keeping his beloved St. Bonaventure competitive, helping to secure the future of the school's athletic programs, selling young athletes on the magic of being a Bonnie, and trying to get their men's basketball program back to the big dance, March Madness.
Listen, I picture our coach and our players cutting down the nets in March. Like every other school does, and I still think we'll see those days again here.
Everyone loves the Cinderella. It's like one of our favorite parts of March Madness. You worried that's going to go away?
We're not going away at St. Bonaventure. I know there's a lot of like-minded schools, comparable schools to us, who feel the same way, and we can do it. And we've got to really work hard on what the pathway is. We're always fighting a little bit uphill based on our resources, but it doesn't feel like work. At some point, I'm going to go sit in a beach chair on a beach, but we have a lot of work to do here, and I'm having a blast.
I don't think about what I gave up. I think about what I gained. I got a new hero.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Very powerful.
He's amazing. And he says he's working probably more than he was at ESPN, but he is loving every second of it. You can watch Championship Week to see who's getting their tickets to March Madness for both men's and women's college basketball all week on ESPN.
That was a good story. Very inspirational there.